So what's up, wrestling community? How are you doing? I haven't done a review for Survivor Series Raw. I'm sorry, but I decided to do something more interesting, and I think this is a good idea. I decided to do top 10 wrestlers of the year, because the year 2019 is nearly over. Well, it's kind of not, because we still have December to go through. But still, it's after Survivor Series, the wrestling year is pretty much over, because there is only one pay-per-view, TLC left, and most of the time nothing too memorable happens. I like this pay-per-view, don't get me wrong. TLC is quite entertaining and, a relaxing pay-per-view, can I say. But it won't affect this top, I think, and let's get right into it. So number 10, we have Randy Orton. He didn't have that spectacular career. He didn't win any championship, I think, and he's the fact that he's one of my favorites doesn't affect him being here at all. Stop talking about that. But no, Randy Orton always has solid matchups. He's a great wrestler. He lost to Edge at WrestleMania. He has been drafted to Raw. He's now on Raw, probably starting a feud with AJ Styles again. AJ is not the US champion anymore, but the feud is going to be amazing, of course. And Randy Orton is one of the biggest stars. Back in at the start of this year, there were these rumors, about him leaving for AEW, but of course it didn't happen. I would have liked to, but it is what it is. Number 10 for me is Randall Kid Orton. So now it's time for number 9. Number 9 is Brock Lesnar. I know. But you gotta face the facts, I'm like Kurt Hawkins, face the facts. Brock Lesnar, even though he lost at both WrestleMania and SummerSlam to a same guy, I can't remember who was that. Maybe something like, no, I don't remember. But he won the championship in like 4 seconds against Kofi Kingston. And in terms of booking and kayfabe, he's strong as always. Brock Lesnar is the biggest, still the biggest attraction in the WWE. He defeated Cain Velasquez, his like monster who defeated him 10 years ago in the UFC, who gave him a scar and everything. So Brock Lesnar for me is number 9. Now it's time for number 8, and a superstar that I am really happy to see that kind of had some success in the WWE. I'm talking about Ricochet. How many guys do you see coming from NXT and flopping on the main roster, or not being given the chances, like EC3, and the list is very long. But no, the Ricochet is not on that list because he had some success, he's treated like a important wrestler. He won the United States Championship this year. He is portrayed as being very strong. Ricochet, he even defeated Drew McIntyre, and that is saying something. He was on Team Hogan, he was at Survivor Series. So obviously, at least until now, WWE really supports him, and probably they have some interesting plans for him. Maybe they are trying to turn him, in the next Rey Mysterio or something like that. And maybe they will succeed. He is very talented. I don't need to say that, And he is number 8 for me. Now at number 7, it's time for the wrestler who has, in my opinion, the biggest potential to become a future megastar. In the future. I'm talking about Drew McIntyre. He's he looks like a future world champion. Maybe he's going to win the Royal Rumble next year, and I hope so. Drew McIntyre has everything. Has the looks, the wrestling skills, the physique, everything, the promo skills. He's the total package, and sooner rather than later, he's going to become a top player, in the wrestling business, in the WWE, of course. And he's the number 7. He always looks strong. He was at Survivor Series. He was on Team on Team Ric Flair at Crown Jewel. He didn't have yet that marquee match. There were some rumors that he's going to face The Undertaker, but he did not. He will probably. As I said, he probably is going to win the Royal Rumble maybe and defeat Lesnar at WrestleMania. That sounds like a amazing matchup. I would love to see that, Drew McIntyre versus Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. And of course, Drew needs to win. But if he is not going to win the Royal Rumble, maybe him retiring The Undertaker, that sounds amazing as well. And yeah, he is number 7 on this list. Jericho list. No. Now number 6 is Roman Reigns. If you would think that in terms of booking he should be number 1, because he's Roman Reigns, he's the strongest man in the history of the world, the history of the universe or whatever. But no, he wasn't that booked that strong this year, I think, because he was the first 2 months he wasn't because of his illness. He wasn't on Raw, and he returned. He had that reunion with the Shield, their last ride. After that, Dean Ambrose left for AEW, and after that at WrestleMania he defeated Drew McIntyre needlessly. I think he didn't need that win, and he was a sole survivor at Survivor Series. That is saying something, but he wasn't pushed, that hard. Like, he wasn't a world champion this year at all. And maybe he was at the Superstar Shakeup, after WrestleMania as the, at SmackDown's biggest acquisition and everything, But he wasn't that pushed, this time, and I kind of like him. He probably is going to, let's hope that he's not going to fight the Fiend at WrestleMania. I've heard some rumors, but I don't want that. The guy is not even booed right now. Why would you do that? It's like they are purposely doing that, to get him booed. Because if he is going to beat the Fiend, that is insane. That is going to be the final nail in his coffin. Everybody is going to boo him, and I don't know if he can get cheered again. Not like he's getting cheered amazing right now, but it's something else, not that loud boos anymore, And yeah, he is number 6. Number 5 is AJ Styles. Remember, 10 years ago or 12 or whatever, did you thought that AJ Styles is going to be in the WWE, and not only be in the WWE, he is a former 2-time champion. He's a former multiple times United States champion. And one of these world title reigns lasted over a year, and that is pretty impressive. AJ always has good matches. He's like one of the best wrestlers, of course. I don't need to say that in the company, and he always has great matches. He defeated Randy Orton at WrestleMania. He had that amazing feud with Ricochet. Now it looks like the feud with he lost at Survivor Series. Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore, that much. And it looks like the feud with Randy Orton is going to start all over again, And he is number 5. Now for number 4, it is probably the biggest career re-emergency or whatever, he put his career back on the track, back on track. I'm talking about Bray Wyatt, and that Fiend persona, it really saves his career, nothing else, because he probably now is the strongest wrestler in the company, not probably, he is the strongest wrestler, in the company. He's portrayed as such, and of course he's the Universal Champion. He defeated Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series very easily, I think. Defeated Seth Rollins to win the championship at Crown Jewel. And he defeated Finn Balor at SummerSlam. He looks pretty unstoppable, And the only thing, as I said before, I hope he's not going to get in a feud with Roman Reigns, because if he's going to get in a feud, he's probably going to lose against the big dog Roman Reigns, and I don't want that. Potential matchups for Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania though, I don't see much or many. You know, maybe him against Undertaker and retiring him. That sounds like something. But other than that, I don't see. Maybe against John Cena. There aren't that many potential matchups. Maybe against Aleister Black, you know, Aleister Black winning the Royal Rumble and facing at WrestleMania, you know, because the Rumble winner can choose whatever champion he wants to face. Maybe they're going to go with that, you know, because Aleister Black is as well portrayed as pretty unstoppable, but who knows. For me, Bray Wyatt is number 4 this year. I'm for number 3, you know, the top 3 is right here. It's Daniel Bryan, number 3 is Daniel Bryan, you know, because after that amazing heel turn, you know, before Survivor Series last year, his heel turn was amazing until the face turn, and yeah, he won the championship, as I said, before Survivor Series. He held on to it until WrestleMania, when he dropped the championship to Kofi Kingston. You know, Daniel Bryan is amazing. He's great as both heel and face. He, even though he lost at Survivor Series, you know, a few days ago, this doesn't affect anything for Daniel Bryan. You know, even his you know, partnership with Rowan was entertaining. You know, he made Rowan look interesting. Of course, Rowan now is not that interesting anymore, you know, carrying that bullshit, whatever he's carrying there. But Daniel Bryan elevated him a little bit, more than a little bit, and yeah, Daniel Bryan is number 3. I don't see, again, matches for WrestleMania. I don't see, other than Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, I really don't see other matches. Maybe like The Rock is going to be there, maybe fighting Orton, you know, because they had that feud on Twitter. But I don't see matches for WrestleMania. I don't know why. Last time, last year, before WrestleMania, this time around, well, I was sure about 3 matches, you know, who were confirmed by WrestleMania. But this time I don't know why. I don't see any matchups, and that is somewhat good, you know, because it's very interesting to be surprised, you know, and to have diversity and everything. And yeah, everything that Daniel Bryan did this year as both the heel and baby face make him to be number 3. Now it's time for the top 2 wrestlers of the year. Maybe this is going to be a bit controversial, you know, but I think number 2 is Kofi Kingston. Not the fact that he's number 2 is going to be controversial, and maybe the fact that he's not number 1. I'm going to tell you why he's not number 1, you know. Of course, his emergence as the WWE World Champion, you know, from being only a part of the New Day to having that very long and quite impressive reign with the championship was tremendous, I can lie. But, you know, the fact that cost him not being on number 1 is because he lost the championship in 4 seconds, you know, and that is not his fault. But of course, in kayfabe and everything, that thing makes him look very weak, you know, not very weak, but weak. He lost in 4 seconds after all. He is now tag team champions again. He lost at Survivor Series, you know, in the kickoff show. Why was that on the kickoff show? I don't know. And yeah, of course, this was the best year of Kofi's life. Of course, that WrestleMania moment was amazing. I think then was the last time when I cried. I really did cry then, when Kofi won the championship for Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Of course, he defended the championship all the way to, you know, the premiere of SmackDown on Fox until October. And yeah, Kofi Kingston is number 2, and now it's time for number 1. Who might it be? Again, I'm not a fan of this wrestler who is number 1. I was a very big fan, you know, back in 2015 and 16, but now I don't like him that much anymore. I'm talking about Seth Rollins, of course, Seth Rollins and his beautiful laugh. What is this? This laugh is so wrong. It sounds so wrong. Oh my god. And yeah, Seth Rollins is number one. You gotta face the facts again. He won the Royal Rumble match. He defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and SummerSlam. You know, he kind of, not really, but you know, defeated the Fiend or whatever. You know, he escaped champion from Hell in a Cell with the Fiend, even though he lost at Crown Jewel. His matches are always of a high quality, even if you wanna agree it or not. Again, I'm not a fan that much anymore of Seth Rollins, you know, because of his Twitter. He turned heel this edition of Raw. He's, you know, like maybe the most important, probably the most important wrestler even now in the whole of WWE. He was in the last 3 or 4 at Survivor Series. He's portrayed as being very strong, you know, and he's good at on the microphone in the ring. Yeah, Seth Rollins was the superstar of the year, 2019. Even, you know, I don't like or you don't like it. This is it. The superstar of the year 2019 is Seth Rollins, you know. So that was my list. Of course, you can disagree. Of course, everybody has their opinions. But I think, again, those are not my favorite wrestlers of the year. This is the top 10 in terms of, you know, everything, like booking and everything, you know. So let me know in the comments what do you think about it, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget that, especially the part with subscribing, you know, because this really helps me a lot. And until next time, bye!